everyone, Stephen Alexander here from politicallyimpaired.com. Today we're going to be talking about an extremely controversial issue, and that is abortion. This is a topic that's come up over and over again since the election. Trump's said a few things, and Hillary's pushing for a certain type of rights, including post-birth abortion, which is basically just killing babies. There's no other way to look at it realistically. A post-birth abortion. That's not abortion anymore. That's just, the baby coming out and off with its head sort of thing. To me, that's stupidly evil. That's beyond evil. There is no other word to describe it realistically other than sinister. Let's talk about the real issue about abortion here. A woman's right to choose. There's a lot of confusion when it comes to women's rights, when it comes to abortion. People like to automatically assume that because somebody is against abortion, that they're against women. And I think that's something that needs to be addressed. As someone that falls a little bit more on the conservative side than the liberal side, I'd like to explain to liberals exactly why conservatives don't believe you have a right to choose whether or not your child dies or lives. When you say you have a right to choose, and a conservative person stands up and says, hey, you don't really have a right to choose, and then the liberals just lose their shit every time. The truth of the matter is, for a woman to come out and say, hey, it's my right to choose whether or not to kill my baby, is extremely hypocritical. And if you don't see that, then please listen up. No one is claiming that woman doesn't have a right to choose what happens to her own body. No one's claiming that. No, you want to get a sex change, nobody's stopping you. If you want to get implants or have things removed or get a tattoo or a piercing or whatever, no one argues. No one says, hey, you can't do that. You're a woman, you can't do that. All right? Why? Because nobody cares what you do with your body. Nobody cares. No one gives a rat's ass. Here's the problem. You have another person's body growing inside of you. So when you say that, hey, you don't have a right to say what happens to my body, we agree. We don't have a right to say what happens to your body. But you don't have a right to say what happens to somebody else's body either. And it's there's no other way of putting it. To say, hey, you don't have a right to say what happens to my body, but I have a right to, I have a say in what happens to this person's body. Okay, you're making a choice for somebody that doesn't have the ability to make that choice in the first place. Now, of course, I believe there are exceptions. Like everything else that's controversial, sometimes it has its place. Rape babies, genetic defects. I don't believe, in a black and white society, there's always a gray area somewhere. So, as far as the abortion issue is concerned, I think liberals really do need to sit back and realize just how hypocritical they're being. I don't give a fuck what you do with your body. When a girl sluts it up and fucking jumps around from bed to bed and bed, and nobody's saying that, nobody cares anymore. All right, they used to be something we shunned in society. Now we don't give a fuck anymore. Like, if you want to be a whore, if you want to be a slut, nobody cares. All right, and just like guys, like nobody cares about that shit either. All right, maybe they cared about it, fucking a couple decades ago, or whatever. But shit's changing. All right, this whole equal rights movement thing. Like you have equal rights. Put around for a second. If you had a baby with your man, women, if you're listening, and that man just decides one day that he didn't want a baby in the first place, so he decides to kill the kid, what would you do? Especially without your consent. What would you do without your consent? He just does it. That'd make him a murderer, wouldn't it? But for some reason, it's okay with you because it's actually attached to your body. All right? It's not an it. It's a he or a she. It's a human being. It's growing inside you. You don't have a right to decide whether or not it lives and dies, with exceptions. That's my take on it. It's a relatively short video. I just wanted to come out and say that because it's been bothering me. I've been watching a lot of videos when it comes to this particular issue. So, yep. Visit my website at politicallyimpaired.com. I'm Stephen Alexander, and thanks for watching.